Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Abby.
Abby, how are you today?
I'm great. I am so tired
I
and dead, but I am so
feel that.
good. I'm
I
so
feel
good.
that.
How are
I
you?
feel that. I'm doing pretty good. I'm exhausted. It's pitch black outside.
That
And
means it's
it's
4 p.m.
it's 6. So it's daylight savings today in Finland, and so that means now the sun sets at 4:30. So we're at that point of the year.
What I don't get
So
is a country that is already so dark all the time. Why add daylight savings to make it worse?
Well, it's not, I don't know. I think it's just because it's the thing around the world. And now our mornings are brighter, so that's
Also,
good.
genuinely had no idea they did that anywhere other than the US.
Oh, it's the whole world.
Because daylight savings is stupid. Why does the whole
Yeah,
world
no,
do
it
it?
it absolutely is. It's so stupid, but it's here. So, you know,
Swag.
we're here. But yeah, it's dark. So,
That's good.
um, Abby, tell us about your week because I feel like you've got a lot to tell.
Oh my gosh. We had a couple Halloween related activities this week that
I
were
want to hear all about
very
them.
exciting. So me and Maddie went to Fear Factory, which is like a haunted house in attraction kind of thing in Salt Lake. And it was so much fun. I've never been to Fear Factory before. I love a haunted house. So, it was so much fun. But there was this one part where you're like fenced in, kind of. You're like walking through these fences. You're fenced in with these like chainsaw guys around you. And they got their chainsaws. And then all of a sudden, there's this really bright, bright light. And it just gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter till it's like way too bright to see. And then it gets smoky, like foggy. And like genuinely, I thought I went blind. Like genuinely, I don't know how to describe the feeling other than I thought I was never going to be able to see again. And it lasted so long, I was
Oh,
genuinely
really?
concerned I went blind. Like it was the weirdest feeling in the whole entire world because it wasn't like dark. Like it wasn't like just darkness. It
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
bright, but I could not see a single thing. Like I was holding onto Maddie in front of me and I
Yeah.
couldn't see her. I couldn't see, like my hands were here. I couldn't see my hands. It was, and I was just sitting there screaming at Maddie, like, I can't see. I'm blind. I can't see. It was the craziest experience in the whole entire world. It was seriously
That's,
wild,
yeah, it sounds like it. I'm very intrigued by it.
but it was a lot of fun. The whole haunted house was a lot of fun. It was like a half an hour. It was pretty long, but it was
I
really
feel
well
like
done.
that I feel like that's, I don't know. Maybe it was when I went to Nightmare on 13th. It took like an hour or something. So
No,
I don't
I've been
know.
to Nightmare a couple times, and I feel like it's like 15 minutes. It is a short one.
Really?
Yeah,
Or maybe I just hated it that it felt like an hour.
it might have. But it was tons of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then last night we went to a Halloween party. And there were just a couple of things that were so unbelievably funny. And I don't know if they were
Okay.
unbelievably funny because it was 12:30 in the morning or it was actually so funny.
Right.
So one time we were like m- moving into the mosh pit, like trying to get into the mosh pit.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm like, jumping as you do in a mosh pit. And this guy comes up behind me and he was like taller than me and he had his arms up. So I jumped and I hit his arm. My wig almost snatched right off. It
Is
was,
that what that video was?
yes, it is so funny. And Maddie happened to catch it on video. It was so funny. It was so, so funny because my wig just came right off, basically. I had to catch it. And then it never sat right the rest of the night. So I was like holding on to it the whole time. So I was dancing like this. It was
I
so
love it.
funny.
Well, you should probably tell the people why you were wearing a wig. The people don't
Oh,
know.
yes, you don't know what our Halloween costumes were. I was Hannah Montana. And let me tell you this, I killed this costume. I
It's
like
it's
really,
it's the most like accurate Halloween Hannah Montana Halloween like the belt, like
so
everything
good.
about it. It like to I don't know, you somehow you purchased the exact things that she wore.
I
And
did so good.
because like the belt especially. Like can you
Mhm.
please explain these belts to me? Because truly I was looking at pictures from the photo shoot that you took reference from
Mhm.
and I genuinely think they're the same belt.
I know. I freaking killed this. So
Please
basically, what it
explain it.
is, this belt that she wears, it has two buckles and it has like this black like pattern on it, basically. And so I was trying to find like a thick belt with two buckles. Could not find one anywhere. But it's kind of like geometric shaped. Like it's not just straight across, like it's kind of geometric shaped belt. So
Yeah.
I found this one belt that was just one buckle that was kind of geometric shaped and long, like I needed it to. And I'm like, oh, I'll just buy two of these belts and then paint them to match, stack them on top of each other, and you have the one belt, but it's the two belts. It was genius.
It was so good.
And then I
Like
painted the
truly,
black on it.
I cannot get over it. Like it's so good.
Hmm.
Like your whole outfit is so good.
Yeah.
You posted a TikTok, which is Chef's Kiss.
It is chef's
I,
kiss. I have another one lined up
I,
for actual Halloween, but it's okay. We'll see.
is it,
It's
please
the same
post
kind
another
of a
one.
thing. It's the same kind of a thing, but
Is
I
it the
really
best of
killed it.
both worlds
No,
spin?
no.
You need to do a best of both worlds spin because I feel like
I
she wears that
might.
outfit in the
She
best of
does.
both worlds
She
spin.
does in the
So,
thing. I don't know. We'll see.
so you should because it's iconic. But like your TikTok popping off. You got so many comments.
11, including my replies. So I'm
But
basically
still.
TikTok famous. I'm basically
But
TikTok famous.
but some guy or girl, I don't remember, said,
Yeah.
"This is close enough. Welcome back, Hannah Montana."
That's my favorite thing that people comment. They're like, this is close enough, welcome back, whatever. And to be
So
honored to
good.
be the Hannah Montana, I've never been more honored. Oh my gosh, my hair. Oh my gosh. I just caught a glimpse of what you guys are seeing. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, you guys don't look at my hair. Okay.
So, but it's just so good. It was so funny. Me and my roommate were sitting on the couch today, because we had church at home today. And so before church, and all of a sudden I just start hearing, you can say goodbye and you can say hello. And I look and she's just watching Abby's TikTok, like just a couple of times because
So
it was just
funny.
so funny. It was so good. So
It
A
was so
plus,
good. I
Abby.
kind of killed
That's
that.
you
The
really
costume, I
did.
really kind of killed it. And like I got like a black and white zebra print shirt, and
Yeah.
then I dyed it yellow because hers is
Oh,
yellow.
it's perfect. And then the yellow Doc Martens,
I found those from like the absolute grace of heaven above.
it's so good.
Those
And the
those
skirt,
were the things that I got an email saying they were canceled, but then they shipped, so I wasn't sure. Like they were
okay.
like included in the shipping, so I wasn't sure, but then they showed up, so I was like, thank heavens, because I don't know how I would find those again.
Yeah. So
But
are they
yeah,
real Doc Martens?
no,
Oh, I was like,
no
impressive.
way. No way. But yeah, so I really killed that.
Yeah, no, you did so good. I am amazed. Like
Yeah,
I speechless.
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 I
When
know.
you sent when you sent the video to me and Maddie, I was blown away.
Yeah. I like really killed it, you guys. I really did kill it. Um, but back to the party. So
Yes.
the first funny thing, I almost got my wig snatched off my head. It was like seriously so funny. And then we were like just kind of walking around the venue, trying to explore.
Hmm.
And there's like this great big line, and then what looks to be like a second party in the back, kind of a thing. Like you walk through a little hallway and there's like another party.
Okay.
And we're like, that makes sense because we had to wait in line for quite a bit to get in. And then we got in and we're like, this isn't that many, like as many people as you'd think
Right.
for how big the line was. So we're like, oh, there's
Right.
like another part of the venue. That makes sense.
Hmm.
So I'm like, is this the line to get in there or is this the line to the bathroom? Because the bathrooms were also like right there. And
Okay.
we like couldn't tell and like we didn't want to push past people to like see. So we're like, well, we'll just wait in line. If we get up there and it's bathroom line, we'll just walk in. Like we're fine. We have time. So
Yeah.
we sit in line and we're just waiting. We're just talking, we're like, talking to people around us kind of thing. All of a sudden, Maddie looks at me and goes, oh my gosh, Abby. And I'm like, what? And she goes, that's a mirror. So we were seeing a reflection of the party back at us.
And you guys were
Not
in line?
not party part two. It was a reflection of the party. She's like, I just caught a
Stop.
glimpse of myself. That is a mirror. It was so funny. It was so funny. We were
That's
dying laughing.
that's iconic. I love
It
that.
was so funny.
So good.
And then another funny thing, we went to get like a drink, like a Diet Coke. And like, so I get up there and I'm like, oh, can I get a Diet Coke? Perfect. Maddie got a Diet Coke. I got a Coke Zero actually. To be perfectly honest, I had a Diet Coke
If you
Shake.
can't,
Or I had a Coke Zero.
I
She had a
lo
Diet Coke.
I've been finding Diet Cokes in Finland, so this
Very
has been my
exciting.
special, exciting moment.
But so I get up there and I'm like, oh, can I just get a Diet Coke? So she just gets me a cup and then pours it in there, hands it to me. And I'm like, okay, Maddie, I'm gonna wait for you over here. So I go over
Hmm.
there. She comes over, and okay, my cup's about like this big with like a whole can of Diet Coke in it. Her cup is literally this big, and she has a can. So
What?
he went to a different bartender, and he gave her this tiny little cup in the can. It was so funny, and I got
Oh,
this great big
bless.
cup. It was so funny, so funny, so
I
funny.
love that. I love it.
But before we got into the venue, we like got in line and Maddie was dressed as Willy Wonka, like the Johnny Depp
Oh,
Willy
and
Wonka.
it was she also killed her
She also
costume.
killed it. It was so funny.
I also
But
love that she went to Topgolf
oh, I
in
know,
it,
in it, yeah.
and it didn't seem like anybody else was dressed up.
There were other people dressed up, but not the people she was taking pictures with. But it was hilarious. But so
So
anyways,
funny.
so we walk into line. We land in line. We are there for n no time at all. The guy standing in line in front of us turns around and goes, "Are you Kamala Harris?" I love Kamala. It was so funny. We were dying laughing. It was so freaking funny. And she puts on her glass and goes, "I'm Willy Wonka."
What
It
a
was so funny.
what a mix up.
But Maddie, no one knew who I was, which was an absolute shame.
Yeah,
An
big
absolute shame.
crime.
But
Yeah.
they had very interesting guesses for Maddie. We got Kamala Harris. We got Mr. O'Hare from the Lorax.
Okay.
We got Pulp Fiction.
I could see the Pulp Fiction
There
one.
were a lot of, she actually really did look like Mr. O'Hare too. So
Okay.
they were all valid guesses, but the Kamala Harris
Kamala
was
doesn't sound like one.
hilarious. I mean, without the glasses on, if her bob was just a little bit longer, I could see it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I could see that.
It
Yeah.
was so funny though. It was so funny.
There you go. I love
So,
that.
yeah, those were basically the funniest things that happened. But it was a good
Sounds so
time.
fun.
Yeah, it was a good
Sounds so
time.
good. I love that. So fun.
What about you? What about your Halloween activities?
So I had a Halloween party this weekend. It was mostly we just had a movie night where we just invited a bunch of people over. It was so fun. Um, for me and Abby, and if you've been to one of our Halloween parties, you'll understand. For me, it was a really low effort party. Like the amount of effort I put into it felt very low effort for me
Mm.
because I feel like normally there's
We go hard and high for
we
those.
go hard. It's like days of food prep and like decoration, like and like lights, like it's a whole thing. So I felt like I was putting in very little effort. But it ended up everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the most intense Halloween party I've ever been to." I was like, "Oh,
You've never been to an American
I was
Halloween
like,
party
you
then.
Finns, you've never been to an American Halloween party." Exactly. So
That's funny.
it was just funny. So we had that. We watched Hocus Pocus and everybody loved it, which we didn't even talk about this. It won our movie bracket. Like
Yeah,
it
because
won
okay,
the
we're not
whole
even going
thing.
to talk about this, Emily, because I have a lot of people's thoughts and people don't want to hear them. So we're gonna move on.
Okay. But yeah. So it was fun. It was a good time. I saw the Joker this week. Um,
I heard it sucks.
yep. That's all. But no, it was fun. I went with my roommate and her boyfriend, so it was a good time. And
That's
then
good.
last night at like 7:30, we were gonna sit down to watch a movie, my roommate and I, and I was like we were like looking at like, oh, what movies do we want to watch? And she goes, "Oh, I just want to see that Blake Lively one that's in the movie theaters." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, that'd be really good." So I was like, "Well, we could go see it. It's only 7:30 on a Saturday."
It ends with us.
Yeah.
Is that still
Yeah.
in theaters?
I think it's the last week.
Okay.
Okay. And she's like, I just want to see that movie because she hasn't seen it yet. And so I look and there was a movie that started in 45 minutes. And we don't live that like the closest movie theater we live by is like a half an hour away. I was like,
We gotta
if we're
go.
gonna go, we're going right now. So we did. We hurried and ran to the bus. We took the bus. We went to the movie. We before we left, it was so funny. I popped a bag of popcorn and I just put it in my like tote bag, just the fully popped bag of popcorn. And I just put it in my bag. And then we stopped at the grocery store that was in the mall and we got like little the little bags that you put your vegetables into. We got a couple of those, and then we got into the movie theater and split it into two bags. It's like home popped bag of popcorn.
That's funny.
So that was really funny. It was a good time. And then yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good week.
That's good.
Kind of
That's
busy,
good.
but it was a good week.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah. Cool. Okay, let's get into it. Any pop culture stuff that we need to talk about this week? Anything
Eras
happen?
Tour is back with so many new outfits. So many new
Era
outfits.
It's chaos. I don't even know what's going on.
I know. Did you
Like,
see Sabrina came out last night?
I
I
did.
didn't
I
watch it
did.
because I was at the ballet, but I
Yeah.
saw that
I
afterwards.
saw that she
It
came
was
out
fun.
when, and I've seen so many TikToks of Taylor when people are like, when Taylor said, I'm gonna do it, can I do it? Everybody thought she was gonna start singing Domingo, and she didn't. And quite honestly, missed opportunity.
Really missed opportunity.
That would have been the time if Sabrina Carpenter was ever gonna sing Domingo,
That was
that
it.
was the moment to do it.
Hmm.
So a little bit of a missed opportunity, but it's okay.
But
It
still,
was
still so
funny.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, a good time. But yeah, Eras is back. It's chaos. I
Hmm.
feel like people have been able to track her madness a little bit until this leg of the tour, and now
Yeah.
nobody knows what's
All
going
bets
on.
are off. All bets are off. She is doing
Like,
whatever she wants. We got a new rep bodysuit, which has literally never
mhm,
happened. And it's gorgeous. I love it.
finally. Oh, I love it. What a good upgrade for it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so it's good, but man, chaos. I just feel like it's
Chaos.
she's just leaning into chaos for the next like month and a half. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we only have like 3, 4 weeks left, right?
Yeah. I'm so
Okay.
sad.
I'm so sad.
I'm
It's gonna be
so
crazy.
sad Eras is ending.
Crazy, crazy.
Eras has been the best, so
It has been the best.
crazy. It's wild. Who knows what's going on after this?
Yeah.
Like crazy. But yeah. Any other pop culture stuff this week do we have?
Not that I can think off the top of my head. Do you have any?
I don't. I don't have anything. So, yeah. Well, I guess we'll just get into the episode then today.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So today for the episode, with everything that's been going on, we are doing a One Direction tribute episode, kind of similar to how we did with Taylor Swift, but this time with One Direction, just because One Direction's been on our hearts and in our, lately.
Hmm.
So
We love
it
One
seemed like
Direction.
a good way to just
Honor what they
talk
gave
about it.
us.
Exactly. Yeah. So, um, yeah, so on our Instagrams and stuff, we asked you guys for like favorite songs or experiences or things that come to mind about it. So while we're going through our favorites, we'll talk about that and we'll just kind of sprinkle those in throughout the episode.
Yeah.
So should we get into ranking albums
Yeah.
first?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, so if you guys listened to the Taylor Swift episode, we ranked all of her albums from like favorite to least favorite to favorite, whatever, and then we ranked our favorite songs from each of those in later. So we'll just start with albums first.
Hmm.
Abby, what is your number five, your least favorite One Direction album?
Okay, so this has to absolutely come with a caveat. I
Yeah.
love every single album. Like, there
Yes.
is not a
Yes.
bad album.
Not at all.
There's not even
Not
like
at
an
all.
okay album. They're
They are
all
so good.
incredible albums. Every
Absolutely.
single one of them, so, so good. That being
Yeah.
said, my number five is Up All Night.
That's what
What
mine
about you?
is too.
Okay. It's their
Yeah.
first album. They were still getting their feet. It has some absolute bangers on it, don't get me
It
wrong.
absolutely does.
They're
Yes.
so good, but comparatively, it is my number five.
Yes, I agree. I think it's their first album. They I don't think they knew who they were yet as One Direction, and so for that reason it's number five.
Hmm.
Fantastic album, but number five.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's what started it all. You can't knock
Yeah.
what started it all.
And
So good.
it's so good. It's banger, that's for sure.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, my number four is four.
Mine too. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have the same rankings. Actually, well,
That's
I think
hilarious.
after this is where we might differ. But
I agree, but we'll see.
for
Yeah.
again, an incredible album.
So good.
Just not better than the other three.
Yes, I
But it
agree.
is so good. It is so, so good.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Hmm.
Abby, you're number three.
Okay, my number three is Take Me Home.
Okay,
Yes.
there
Again,
you
an
go.
incredible album. This one, I mean, She's Not Afraid, Live While We're Young, all incredible songs.
There's some bangers on that
Some
one.
absolute bangers on them. I feel
Yeah.
like for me, it's the middle of greatness of One Direction.
I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I get that.
What about you?
My number three is Made in the AM.
I knew that was coming because you were
That
gone
one,
when that came out.
I was gone when that one came out, so I hadn't like developed the like deep emotional attachment to it. Still love it. Still think it's great.
It's our last
But
one.
I know.
Last one.
I know.
The album broke my heart.
I know it did. So sad.
I love
Oh,
him so much.
there you go. Okay.
Um, yeah, so that's number three.
My number two is Take Me Home.
Okay.
I I feel like Take Me Home came out around the same time as the movie, and there was just like some like super hard bangers, didn't it?
I think that was Midnight Memories because Take
Was
Me
it
Home's
Midnight
their
Memories?
second album.
Oh, I don't know. Take Me Home just like really there. I was like going through the track list and was like,
It's got some bangers. It
it's
has
got some
got some bangers.
big bangers. I
Hmm.
feel like that's one of the albums I gravitate to the most. Like there's something about it that's like quintessential
I feel like
One
that's the
Direction
album.
for
Yeah, I
me.
feel like that's the album that like solidified me as like a huge One Direction fan.
Yes,
Like I
I
was a huge
agree.
One Direction fan before, but I was like, this is the
This
pinnacle of
is
music. This is
this
this
is
is as
it.
good as it gets.
Yeah. Like
And
that's
then it
where
got
I feel
better.
like and then it got better. But I feel like that's where they really started to like find their own sound and their own
Hmm.
like vibes of whatever. So I love Take Me Home.
It's a
But
good one. It is a good one. I
okay.
remember I had the actual like CD of Take Me Home, and
Yes.
I had my little CD player, and I would just blast it. Such a good time.
I love that. It's so
All
good.
right.
It's so good. Okay, Abby,
My
what is your number
my number two is
two?
Midnight
Yes.
Memories.
Oh, it's so good.
This album was like the start of like the bad boy era of One Direction. It
Oh,
was so good. This like so good.
so
So
good.
good. So good.
So good.
I love
Yeah,
Midnight
no.
Memories.
Midnight Memories is so good. I love it.
Also, the fact that that song started out as an ode to KFC is hilarious. So
So
funny.
funny.
So, so
So good.
funny.
I love that. Okay, Abby, you mentioned it before, but what
My
is your number
number
one?
one is Made in the AM. I just
Yes.
love this album. I think it is just like I feel like the writing is the best on this album. There it's
Hmm.
it was their last album, so it was the most mature album that they put out.
Right.
It's just so good. Like it just is so good. It has such good vibes with me. It is missing Zayn, and it is missing Zayn. I will say that. It is missing Zayn.
Yes. Yes.
But it's still so good, and I just love them. I love them so much.
I get that.
Okay,
It's a
what's
good one.
yours?
My number one is Midnight Memories.
It's so good.
That
It is so good.
that that one to me is just like you said, it's the beginning of their bad boy era, and it's like just it's where the skinny jeans really got skinny.
So tight. So
And
tight.
Harry had his weird bandana thingy,
Mhm.
and
And
like
his
it
hair was
just
getting
really
really long.
like it just really was such a it's quintessential One Direction.
It is
Like
quintessential One
when
Direction.
I think of One Direction, I think of them in the Midnight Memories era.
Yeah,
Like that is
that's fair.
so good.
Hmm.
Like I love it so much.
Yeah.
Um and like the bangers that came out of the album Midnight Memories, like
There's
come
so many of them.
on.
So many of them.
So many.
Hmm.
And this was the album that was out when I moved to college. And
Hmm.
so I just remember driving around town late at night, just blasting that album, like, because four came out like halfway through my sophomore year, my freshman year. But
Hmm. Because they were
and
busting out music so
the fact that
fast.
the fact that there's only a year in between each album is
Insane.
wild, insane to me. And so it's just, yeah. So it's just crazy. So Midnight Memories, I feel like just has quite literally the most midnight memories in my life to
I
it.
get
Like
it.
it's kind of like how Taylor Swift's 1989 was at like such a pinnacle of my life
Hmm.
that Midnight Memories was in that same era and like it all just, you know,
Incredible.
yeah,
Absolutely incredible.
incredible.
Hmm.
So good. Um during like these like what is your favorite era of these albums, like of One Direction? Like where do you find yourself as like this is my favorite part, my favorite era of One Direction?
See, I feel like it's different for each boy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I love Skinny Jeans Bandana and Harry.
Love.
Absolutely incredible. I love Blonde Swoosh Zayn.
Yes.
Love. Love,
Love.
love, love. I love I feel like Liam and Louis in four, that was their best. I love
I get
them in
that.
four.
Yeah.
Niall in Made in the AM, he stopped bleaching his hair. He put on his glasses. I
Always.
feel like it was such distinguished Niall. I love
Yeah.
Niall. So
I
those
get
are my
it.
favorite. Those are my favorite, because I feel like it depends on every boy. Every boy had a
I get
different
that.
best
I
time.
get that. No, I understand that.
Yeah. What about you? Midnight
You
Memories?
know, I think Midnight Memories holds the most like iconic. But again, Zayn with the swoosh, the blonde
Mhm.
swoosh is just so good.
So good.
I think honestly, I think my favorite Harry era in One Direction was I don't know, I think it was like for leaning into Made in the AM time when he had his super, super tight skinny jeans, his long, long hair,
Long, long
and his
hair.
V-necks that were open, and he just has bird tattoos sticking out.
Yes.
Like
His Mick Jagger era.
yes,
So good.
that's a
So
yes.
good.
I love the Mick Jagger era, but like the
Hmm.
bandana and the skinny jeans era is also just
Also iconic.
chef's kiss.
I
And I
will
just
say, not Made in the AM. Midnight Memories is the most One Direction album. I think it's like
yeah.
One Direction. That is One Direction. It's not
Yeah,
their
no,
best
I
album
agree.
in my opinion, but it's like the most One Direction
One
album.
Direction.
Hmm.
No, I totally agree. I totally get it. I just love it so much.
So good. It is so, so
It
good.
it is. It is. Um okay, let's share. Do you have a like experience that was shared with you or anything like that that you wanna that from the listeners?
Yeah.
Do you have
I
anything?
I had a couple people say that their favorite part of One Direction was just the community that it built.
Hmm.
There were all of these people just absolutely loving the same thing. I think it's kind of similar to what Taylor Swift has done now, where there's just
Yeah.
such a community of people and because you have this one thing in common, you guys are going to get along at least
Hmm.
with this one thing kind of a thing. And it's such
Yeah,
a
no, absolutely.
like such a big thing that there's just a lot of people that feel the same way as you do about this music. It's
Hmm.
just such a bonding thing and it built such a community of people.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had one person, she replied to it, and I just think this is just like the sweetest like chef's kiss of what One Direction was. And so I'll just read her response. It just says, before the lyric videos came out, I would listen to What Makes You Beautiful, write down the words, and put them on flashcards and memorize them. And
That's so
I
sweet.
I was
Oh my
like, that is
gosh.
amazing. I was dying. I was like, this is so perfect.
That is
Like,
so cute.
I just loved it so much. Like, I was like, that is like what One Direction was.
Hmm.
Like you just love it so much that it just that's all you can think about. It's
Yeah.
all you do. Like,
And you
you're
want
gonna
to
do
know
whatever.
everything about it. I remember just doing as much research on these boys as I could. I just wanted to
Yes.
know everything I could about One Direction, the members.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know everything because I just loved them so much.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. It's so fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had another person comment and say, let me read it. It says going to their first album concert, which so impressive that you
So
were
impressive.
like you were a One Directioner at the very
Or you
beginning.
were able to
Um,
go to their first
their
album
first
concert.
concert. Yeah. So she says going to their first album concert was a dream come true. It's
I
my
believe
dream.
that. I believe that. I had another person say that the concert was the funnest. Their favorite
Yeah,
memory was the concert.
I love that.
So, so
I love
fun.
that. So fun, so jealous. Okay. Should we list our favorite songs? Should we do
Yes.
our ranking of songs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if I did this right, I can't remember how we did it, but I ranked my favorite song from each album and I ranked those. I
Yes.
didn't do the same ranking as the albums, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure I was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My number five song. And again, these are our favorite songs from each album. So the
Mhm.
caveat stands of these are all amazing.
Every
And
single
it's
song is incredible. One Direction does not have a bad song.
no, they do
Every
not.
single song is incredible. We just had to, pick our favorites.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so my number five is Night Changes, from the album Four.
That is a good song. That is a good song.
Like it is so good.
And an
Um,
incredible music video as well. This is also something we haven't talked about. One Direction had like incredible music videos.
Incredible.
I don't know who was doing them, but they need to do every single music video ever. They were so good.
So
So,
good.
so good.
Like, oh my gosh. I can't get over. I like honestly, we could do a whole episode just on One Direction music videos because they're so freaking good and like I'm just obsessed with them. I think I watch them all the time and I don't even like watch music videos very often. Like,
See, I live, laugh, love a music video. I
okay,
live, laugh, breathe a music video. And so I watch music videos pretty frequently. And One
right.
Directions are always in the loop because they're so good.
So
Except
good.
I haven't watched any since the sad news because I can't bring myself to. But
I get it. Yeah. They're
but they're
so
so
good.
good. They're so, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So my number five is Night Changes. What is
Okay.
yours?
Mine is Fool's Gold from Four. So we both have the same
Oh, we
album.
both put four. That's
Yes,
funny.
but
That's a good song though.
that song just, oh, my little heart.
It's
My
so
little
good.
heart.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's it's a good one.
I
See,
love
there's
that
so many
song.
bangers.
There are so many bangers. There are so
Oh,
many bangers.
yeah. Okay, Abby, what's your number four?
My number four is Up All Night from Up All Night.
Okay.
Hmm
Interesting. Nice.
Because I love that song. Again, another incredible music video. Just
Yes.
incredible music video.
Incredible.
And just such a fun song. And I think it's
Yeah.
better than like best song ever, not best song ever. What Makes You Beautiful or like the other ones from that, even though they're incredible. Up All
hmm
Night is so good.
It's really good. It's really a classic,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Okay, what's your number four?
My number four is Perfect from Made in the AM.
That is a
I
great
know.
song. Not the best song from that album, but still a great song.
I love that song. I was listening to Made in the AM yesterday. So I was listening to a bunch of One Direction yesterday in
Mm.
preparation to like refresh myself because it's been a little bit since I've really
See, I literally can't
listened.
bring myself to. It is like we're not doing well over here. I can't bring myself to listen to it.
It's so sad.
It is so sad.
Um, but yeah, so I was listening to it and I like Perfect came on and it was the bridge and it's Harry singing the bridge and I was like
So good.
this is so
So
good.
good.
It's so
So
good. I
good.
was like I can't. So, yeah, Made in the AM, Perfect
It's
is
a
my
good one.
number four.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my number three is She's Not Afraid from Take Me Home.
Me too. Me
Stop.
too. Exact same song.
That is the best song from Take Me
It
Home.
is the best song. And there are incredible songs on Take Me Home, so
Oh,
that's saying
Take Me
something.
Home. But She's Not Afraid. Something.
I go feral. I don't even know how to
I
describe it. I go
know.
feral. I love this
It's
song so much.
it's insane. Like I remember when it came out, it was on the extended cut of the
Hmm
album. And at the time, I don't think we had the extended cut or something, so we didn't couldn't listen to it a ton. So when I heard it, it was like a treat. It was like such a good song. And like, oh my gosh, I can hear it in my head right now, and it's so freaking good. And
hmm
I love it. But yeah, She's Not
So
Afraid.
good.
Take Me Home. Number
So
three.
good. So good.
So good. Cabby, what's your number two?
My
Since
number
you decided.
two, yeah, we have the same number three. My number two is History from Made in the AM.
See, that's a really good one.
See, this song makes me cry whenever I listen to it because, again, an incredible music video. At the end of the music video, they all parted ways. They all went their separate ways. And
Oh,
oh my gosh, I could start crying
killer.
now. It
Killer.
like genuinely broke my little 14-year-old heart. Like
Yeah.
genuinely. I've never been more upset. Well, I didn't know I have. But at that moment in time, I'd never been more upset. Because it was like their last song. It was like about their history. It's like the sweetest song ever. Like it
No,
breaks my
it's so
heart.
good.
It
It's
breaks my
so
heart.
good.
So that's mine.
No, it's a really good one. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. All right. What's your number two?
My number two is What Makes You Beautiful from Up All Night.
It is what started it all. It really
It
is.
is, to me, it's so good. And I remember the first time I heard it. Like I was sitting in English class sophomore year of high school. It's when it came, and I just was like, oh my gosh, like
What
this is
is this?
so
This
good.
is incredible.
This is so good. And I just like I can picture the classroom. Like I picture every single moment
Hmm.
of listening to What Makes You Beautiful and the moment I learned about One Direction. And like it's burned into my heart. There's like the other like you said, Up All Night is so good and like music video is so good, but something about One Direction, you hear the duh, you hear the like beginning like guitar strums or whatever, and
Hmm.
it just transports you. It
Yes.
is so good.
It's what started
So
it
good.
all. It is what started it
Yeah.
all.
No, absolutely.
So good.
What's your number two, Abby?
We already did my number two. What's your number
Oh,
one?
we did.
Yeah.
I think we might have the same number one.
Okay.
Mine is Best Song Ever from Midnight
Yes, it
Memories.
is. Yes, it is. That is mine as well. It's the best song ever. It really
It
is the
really
best song
is.
ever. And again, world's best music video. Like I think that can win world's best music video
Like forever and always.
forever and always.
There will never be a music video more clever or better than that one.
Hmm.
Um, and this song is so fun, like for us too, because do you like I feel the music video either came out when we were in Finland or right before we came to Finland. And I feel like that whole Finland trip when we were here, summer of 2013, was about the best song ever. Like
Yes.
we just watched the music video, we listened to it, we
Hmm.
introduced our cousin to it,
Yep.
and it was such a pinnacle moment of our lives
So
when
good.
this, yeah,
Seriously, so good.
so good.
It's the best song ever. It is just
Yeah.
the best song ever. I don't know what else to say. It's just the best song ever. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Um, yeah, I just love it. Some honorable mentions that I think we can't pass up when talking about favorite songs. Although not an official single or ever officially released, Teenage Dirtbag.
Why this was never officially released breaks my heart every single day. Every
Every day
single
of my
day.
life.
I have to go onto YouTube and search it up on there because I can't stream it because
Every
it was
single,
never officially released.
it was
It's so good. It is so good.
life-changing.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like, excuse me, please
Hmm.
release it.
Yeah.
Like, they have it recorded somewhere.
Release it.
Release it. The people need it.
The people need it. Like seriously, it's
Um,
the best version of that song ever. It is
ever.
so, so good.
So good.
And Harry
Um,
Styles is so good in that song. Oh my gosh.
I just love him so much. I love Harry.
I
Like,
do
I
too.
just love Harry. Like,
Oh
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
who was your favorite One Direction member? We never said
It was
that.
Harry.
It was
I was
Harry.
a Harry girl.
She was basic. She was so basic. Basic
She
little
was and
girl.
still is.
No, Harry is
And
an
I don't even
icon.
care.
And I
I
love
don't even
Harry.
care. I
I love
love
Harry.
Harry so much.
Hmm.
Still love him.
Hmm.
Still, he
He's
can do no
incredible.
wrong.
He can do no
Who
wrong.
was who was your favorite, Abby? Let's
So I
hear
talked
that.
about this on a podcast before. I don't remember if it was this podcast or the other podcast.
It was the other one.
It
I'll
was the
tell you
other
that
one.
right now. Yep.
So at the very, very beginnings of One Direction, my favorite was Louis. I was then bullied so mercilessly by yours truly, Emily Jones, and
And not
other
just me
other
though.
Jones members,
Yeah. I was like,
um,
don't just put it on me.
that I had to quickly switch to Niall, but which I stand
But
by
like,
was the right move because I love Niall so much. But I did not appreciate the bullying. And
I
Louis, if
get
you're
it.
listening to this, I do love you. And I loved you from the beginning.
It's true you did.
You may not be my favorite anymore, but I do love you.
I
Big
get it.
times.
Big
But yeah,
time. Big time
I'm a
love.
Niall girl. I live, laugh, love Niall.
Love him so
So good.
much.
He's so good.
I I love just the goofiness between Niall and Harry. Like I
Yeah.
just love the goofies.
Niall's just like just a sweet boy. He's just such a sweet
Silly
little
goofy kid.
boy. I just love him.
We love it so much. Um Yeah. Okay, another honorable mention that we need to also mention. One Way or Another for Red Nose Day.
Another
It
incredible, this was released. So this one we do
This
have.
one was released. We have
Incredible.
it.
Hmm.
This one gave us the world's best dance.
It did.
Like, oh my gosh.
So good.
Un I was watching I was on TikTok and they were doing like a edit of like zooming in on each guy's face during that part where they're doing the
Hmm.
dance. And it's
It's
just like Harry's like, I'm doing it better than all of you.
it's
And
so
like
funny. And
Niall's
Niall
like,
is
I
just
don't
there
even
for a
know
good
what's
time. He is
he's like,
just
I
there
don't know
for a
what's
good time.
happening.
That was him the
It's
whole
so
time. He
funny.
was just there for a good time, and it's hilarious.
It's so good.
So
I
good.
I love it so much. So I just wanted to make sure we mentioned the two that couldn't fall into any
Yes.
of those categories that
No, I
yes.
remember when One Way or Another the video came out. I swear
Hmm.
that's all I did for the next week was just
Oh
watch that
yeah.
video. Just loving eating up every single second of it.
I I think
Just
that's
so
all I did
iconic.
every time a One Direction music video would
Oh,
come out. Like
absolutely.
my world would stop
Yeah.
for like a whole week and
I was booked and busy for a whole week
just
watching One Direction.
watching One Direction videos.
Hmm.
Yeah. I yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, so some other people that sent in their favorite songs. Someone said Night Changes.
Such a good
Again,
song. Such a good
such a good
song.
one. And then someone else, this one was a surpriser for me. She said, One Thing is my favorite song.
Oh,
And
an
I
incredible
was like,
song.
it's incredible. I think it's slept on.
It
So
is.
because I went and I re-listened to it and I was like, this is a banger.
You got that
That
one
one.
thing.
So get out of my mind. I don't know the words right now.
I do.
But yeah, I think it's so good. She
That
said
is
that
that is such a good
it
one.
made her entire teenage existence become brighter. And I thought that was so good. I was like, I love this. One Direction. Like, I don't know. It just was really fun. Like it's been really fun to reminisce, especially in this way of like doing it as like an honor towards One Direction and not
Hmm.
focusing on the sad of what's been going on. But it was just like cool to see like like people's experiences because I feel like One Direction they were there during social media, but not at the level obviously that social media
Right
is now
now.
today.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of interesting to see like how a lot of us had similar experiences. We just didn't quite
Yeah.
know it as
Yeah.
much because we couldn't post about it.
Hmm.
But
Love One Direction. What's your
yeah.
favorite One Direction memory?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. I honestly, I think I wouldn't say it's necessarily one exact time, one exact moment, but I feel like throughout the years, there's been multiple times, multiple days where like a bunch of us, you and I are always together. There's probably our mom and Maddie, I know has been a part of this, where we just sit and watch One Direction music videos.
Yes.
And there's been multiple times that this has happened where
Hmm.
like you just sit and watch. And to me, that is like the best. There is something so fun about watching the Kiss You music video and then
So
leading
fun.
right into to Best Song Ever or One Way
So
or
fun.
Another or any of the other 17,000 music videos that they put on. Those are some of my favorite memories. And also when they were on James Corden. I
So good. So, so good. Some of the
like,
best James Corden's episodes were the One Direction
oh
ones.
yeah. I mean, his carpool karaoke with
So
the
good.
dodgeball, like,
So
come
funny.
on. The dodgeball.
So
Like,
good.
it's so good. The tattoo roulette that was obviously so staged for Harry Styles to get a tattoo, but
Yes.
Niall didn't know. And
Yes.
Niall was freaking out.
Panicking. Panicking.
Like, like those are some of my
So
favorite
funny.
favorite things. What about you, Abby?
I would say probably when the Best Song Ever music video dropped. I remember when that came out
Yeah.
and we were sat. Like that was our life for the next month was just watching
Yeah.
this music video.
That's all we did.
And then probably the concert. The concert was so much fun. Such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's so good. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love One Direction.
I love One Direction. I also think one of the funniest things we've ever, not funniest things we've ever done, but we were on, we were at a concert in Arizona in Phoenix. And we like we're gonna drive back to St. George the next day. And we were trying to decide when we wanted to leave because then we had a whole bunch of things to schedule out. And we changed our whole time to make sure we could go to the One Direction movie in St. George.
Yeah.
Like we left early and we drove straight. We didn't make as many stops as we were planning on.
Hmm.
We made sure to just book it to St.
Yep.
George to get to this One Direction movie on time.
Yep. Well, we had to see
And
it. We had to see it.
we had to see it. And like it was so good. Like, oh my gosh, that movie kills me. I love it
Mhm.
so much. And then we went again later with other people and like brought them
So
into the
good.
One Direction like fandom with
Mhm.
us and I don't know. That was so fun. Like just the chaos of that.
Honestly, so worth it though. I mean, but that
Yeah,
was the thing. You would do those things for One Direction because they did so much for us.
exactly. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, no, I love One Direction,
I
man.
love Direction too.
So,
But let us know, comment what your favorite songs, memories,
yes, we
things
want to
are.
hear
We
from
want to
more of
hear
you.
about it.
And thank you to everybody who sent in their
Yes.
thoughts and feelings. It was
Hmm.
it was like it was really cool to like read that and see just like read stuff and see how much of an impact One Direction really did have.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know, like it was just really fun
Yeah.
to see how it was affected people and
Yeah.
what people
No,
thought. So,
definitely.
yeah. Yeah. So I think that's all. Is there anything else you want to say about One Direction, Abby?
Just thought I love them so much. And
Love you
they are
so
in
much,
my
One Direction.
hearts right now and always, but especially right now.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but yeah.
Take some time,
So
everybody. Watch some music videos.
yes, if you can. I can't
Really,
yet. I really can't
if you
yet.
can. But really, honestly, you'll never have a better time than sitting in for like 2 or 3 hours and just
Just
watching One Direction music
they're so
videos.
good. They're so good.
Like they're just okay, I will say this. I think that's one thing I loved about One Direction, especially Niall and Harry, is they never took themselves too seriously with it.
Hmm.
So I think that's one of the things that made like Best Song Ever in the music video so fun is like
It was
nobody took themselves.
ridiculous. Is
It
it
was
was
so
ridiculous.
ridiculous. And I loved that, but I felt like throughout their music videos, that was after Up All Night music videos. That's when they really started to like figure out themselves, when they
Yeah.
didn't take themselves seriously and
They're just there for a good time.
they're there for a good time. And I think you can really tell. So
Yeah.
take some time and watch some One Direction
Yes.
videos for us.
Yes.
But
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
that
follow us on your preferred streaming platform. It's just 801 Diaries. Subscribe on YouTube, same, and follow us on our social media.
yes.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.